My name is Julio. The title of my story is Kindergarten, and the theme is the first time. I open my eyes and see my mom holding a bottle of nice, warm chocolate milk, and I reach out my hand and I grab it. It's my favorite thing to do in the mornings. Right off the bat, just drink my milk. So, as I'm drinking it, I see my sister. She gets up. She's my twin sister. She goes up, gets ready. She's almost already done changing, actually, by the time I finish my milk. And her and my mom are telling me to hurry up. I'm going to be late. So I get all excited. I say, oh, okay. So I get all the clothes, put them on quick, really go. I was like, make sure you guys get everything. So, I have all my little checklist. Okay, I have my bag. I have my folder. I think I'm good. So then go out the door, and my mom just grabs my hand, and then she grabs my sister's hand, and she's gonna walk us to school. And then outside, you can smell all the rain that was falling down all that night. It's like that really nice smell that always kind of calms you down. And then you can feel the light breeze on you, and then all the trees swaying, the sky is pure blue. It's the perfect day. So I'm just looking up, and I can see this huge hill. My school just happens to be at the very top of this hill. So, grabbing onto my mom, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. It's like, it was ridiculous, honestly, for like a little 6, 7-year-old to have to go up that hill, but I made it somehow. Then we get up to the school, and it's another huge amount of steps. And I just look at my mom, and she's like, come on, you can do it. So we're going up, we're holding her tight, and everything. We're going up. And at the door, the teachers, wave hi, like, oh, hi, what's your name? I'm like, oh, Julio. I'm like, oh. But then I'm starting to go into the building, and they tell my mom she can't go in. And I'm just looking at them like they're crazy. Like, what do you mean my mom can't come in? That's my mom. She has to stay with me. But then my mom's like, no, you have to go. So she lets me and my sister go on. My sister, she just goes down like it's nothing. But as soon as my mom lets go of my hand, I'm like looking around like, where the heck am I? And as I go down these steps to where we're supposed to go, I can feel my heart beating. It's like my heart's in my throat, right? And I'm terrified where I am. When we get to all the teachers, I sit down and I'm just looking around like, what the heck? My sister's, talking to everybody like it's nothing, but I'm just terrified. And this kid comes up to me. He says, hi, my name's Robert. So I just look at him and go, all over my pants and the floor. And so then all the teachers rush over and like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And they call my mom. She comes and everything. As soon as she gets there, I'm like crying in tears. She has like an extra pair of jeans for me, and that was my first day of kindergarten.
So, this Thursday is Musical Talent Night starring me. I'd just like to say to that there are people in the world that are going to want to bring you down every single day, but the most important thing is that you believe in yourself and that you know who you are, because no one else can tell you who you are. People can tell you who you think you are and what they think they know, but at the end of the day, you go home to yourself and you are who you are. So, I just wanted to add that.
So, we all know that guy, the one-upper. Whatever you say, he's got to say something bad. He's got to one-up whatever you say, Oh, I read a 5. Yeah, I read a 5. One-up everything you say. So, my first encounter with serious one-upper was 2 years ago when I went on a trip with the school, because we were all staying together, and there was only 3 boys on the trip. Me, my best friend, and the one-upper. So we get to the airport, I'm all excited, my best friend's next to me, we're walking, we're about to meet everybody on the trip, we don't know any of them. So, we see this guy, and the first thing we notice about him, he's really tall. There's like a big group of giggling girls talking to each other, and then looming over above them is this big, serious kid who just, you know, we're all excited, we're happy, we're so pumped, you know, we're getting on a plane, we're gonna go on a big trip, and he just, so we're like, you know, who is this kid? How can he not be excited? This is awesome. So, we're just talking in a circle, you know, saying, oh yeah, you know, I've been here. So, yeah, I've been to Maine. So he goes, oh yeah? And that's when you know it's coming. He gives you the old, oh yeah. That's what you knew. He's gonna love you. So, he comes over and he goes, oh yeah? I've been to Mexico, Florida, California, England. All right, okay, buddy, relax. Yeah, whatever. So, we're like, okay, this guy's a little weird, but whatever, you know. It's a trip, it's gonna be fun. I'm with my best friend, doesn't matter. So, we're going on the trip, we say more stuff, he one-ups more stuff, and pretty soon we realize, you know, this guy is saying so many crazy things, this must be like bullshit. So, we start testing it. We pull out, you know, stuff from James Bond, The Matrix, you know, Die Hard. He even went out Bruce Willis. He's crazy. So, you know, we go up and say, yeah, you know, I dove out of a car one time. He's like, yeah, how fast was it going? And I'm like, 20 miles an hour? No, 60. So, and then I remember the biggest one of them all. We're all sitting in our beds, and, you know, we drew straws to see who would sleep on the floor. So he's sleeping on the floor. My best friend's sleeping on the bed over there, I'm sleeping on the bed over here. We meet up, and we then say something like, hey, yeah, this one time a guy put a knife on me. And then he'd be on the ground and say, oh yeah, one time a guy put a gun on me. And then I would look up at my friend and just start laughing, and bury my face in the pillows, and hear us laughing. And we're like, oh, someone pulled a gun on you? And he goes, oh yeah. So I go, what'd you do? Stared him in the eye, I called him a bitch. And he put the gun down and walked away. Oh, okay. so the trip's all over. This is like our favorite thing to do on the trip was, you know, make up the story and then have him go ahead and one up it. So we come back to school, and then I see him at a track meet. And you know, according to legend, he can throw the shot put, and that's the big iron ball. He can throw that 50 feet. And I mean, I knew that was bogus because the longest anyone I've ever seen throw a shot put was like 45, and it's like the best people in the whole league. So it's like, you know, whatever. So I see him and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this is my chance. I can catch him in the act. Red-handed, he's lying. So he takes a shot put. He's getting ready. And he shoots, and it flops like a rock straight to the ground. You know, like 20 feet, not even close to what he said he could do. So I got my hands on the chain link fence, and I'm like, yes, you know, I can't believe he's gonna walk out here. And I'm like, ha! Liar! But then he starts walking out, and I see him, and I'm like, you know what do I really gain from that? You know, the satisfaction of proving him wrong, maybe a laugh or two. But what does he have to lose? You know, his pride, his confidence. I don't want to make fun of this guy, because then I would be the one up for myself.
All right, so
my story doesn't have a title, but the theme is the first time. So the first time I went to Six Flags, I was 10 years old. And I remember I was in the car. It was a small car, but we were packed in there. I think it was me, 2 cousins, my sister, my brother, my other sister, and my sister's boyfriend. So we get to Six Flags, and I've never been there, so I was obviously really excited. So we all run out the car, and we just run the whole long walk to the park. We get to the park, and my sister suggests that we go on the Superman. So we stand in line. It's about a 15, 20-minute line to get to the front where you board the ride. And the whole time, my brother's whispering in my ear, like, oh, you can't handle it. It's the craziest ride in the world. Like, you're going to cry, you're going to throw up. And I was like, no, I can do it, I can do it. So we get to the front, and the guy at the front has the sign, and he says he must be this tall to ride this ride. And I'm looking up at it. I didn't make it. So I'm obviously really disappointed. I was there for 20 minutes, and then he just looks at me and says, just get on. So I get on the ride, and I'm tiny, I'm really skinny, I'm really small. So they wrap the seatbelts around me like 4 or 5 times to make me strap in. So the ride starts going up, and I'm not scared. I'm like, okay, this is fine, this isn't that bad. And then it goes down. And when it starts going down, I feel like I'm about to throw up, like I'm really gonna like hurl everywhere. And then it goes down, and I'm holding in my throat because my brother's just looking at me like ready to laugh. And then it goes up again, and it goes over. And as it goes over, I can feel myself slipping out of my seat. So I'm looking around, like, is everyone else slipping out? Is this normal? And then it keeps going, and I'm falling out of the roller coaster slowly. So I start screaming. And I don't remember exactly what I was saying or what I was doing, but I just remember my brother grabs me by the elbow. And I'm like falling out, and I'm like flailing everywhere, screaming, crying, going crazy. And he's just yelling at me. And I remember hearing, oh shit, she's falling out. And then everyone on the roller coaster is going crazy, and I'm losing my mind. My brother says that like my tears were literally like going up and hitting him in the face as he tried to hold me by the elbow on the roller coaster. And then the last thing I remember was he saying, don't move, I'm not letting you go. And then I just close my eyes, and then the ride stops, and I land back on the floor. And then he lets me go, and I run off the roller coaster, and I've never been on one since.
My name is Steve Fonseca. I'm a 12th grader, and the title of my story is Live Your Life to the Fullest. And it starts with the theme of Boston Town. January 24th, 2001 was the day that my life completely changed. I was sitting in the living room of my aunt's house, and we're having family time, and I'm sitting there braiding my little cousin's hair, the smell of chocolate cake and lasagnas in the air. We're just reminiscing on old times and laughing. All of a sudden, we hear a knock on the door. We look at the time, and it says 10:30 at night. We're not really expecting anyone. So my aunt says, don't open the door. So she looks through the window, and she sees the silhouette of a guy that looks like a police officer. And my uncle gets up and opens the door, and that's when our whole life changed. See, my uncle was a drug dealer back in the day, and I guess he had owed this guy money, and he came back for revenge. So they start arguing for about 5 minutes, and then my aunt tells him to close the door, and that's when it happened. Right before he closed the door, the guy pulled out his arm, and there he held a gun. And that's when we heard, pop, pop, we heard something drop. We all ran out at one time, trembling, terrified of what we were going to see in the hallway, and there he was. My 3-year-old cousin.